Hi everybody, welcome back. So I have a end of year makeup declutter video for you today. I've got 6 makeup items that I'm going to be decluttering. I don't really want to be taking these items through with me into 2024, so I will be telling you about these items and my reasons for decluttering them. Also, I have no eye makeup on today because I'm going for a lash lift later on today and I didn't want to put eye makeup on and then take it off, so I've gone for just like a base makeup today, so that's why. Okay, makeup item number 1. This is a project pan item that's been in my project pan since April, so it's been in my project pan for pretty much like 9 months of the year, so a really long time, and I had hoped to have actually hit pan on it, but unfortunately I haven't. The item that I want to be decluttering is my Milani Luminoso blusher. I have some of this on today and I have been using this because it's been in my project pan most days, so I feel like I've really gotten my use out of this blusher. And prior to it being in my project pan, it's been in my makeup collection for a good 3 years, I would say. So technically, if we're going by what's on the packaging, this blusher is out of date. Now with powders, you can definitely go past the expiry date, past the 6 months or 12 months or whatever it says on the packaging. I've got some MAC eyeshadows that I've had since like 2015, 2016 and they're still absolutely fine. So it's more liquids and cream products that you need to be a little bit stricter on with the expiry date. So although I'm saying that this is out of date, it hasn't affected the product at all. But the reason that I want to declutter this one is because it's been in my project pan for so long and because I've been using it for so long. I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm mentally done with this product. I don't really want to be using it any longer. I really love blushes. Lipsticks and blushes are like my favourite part of my makeup routine, and it's one of my favourite makeup products to look at videos about, to go shopping for, to try out new different colours and formulations from lots of different brands. And I think if I was to continue having this in my collection, it would prevent me from trying other blushes. And I've got a couple of blushes that I want to pan next year as part of a palette. I've bought a new Hourglass palette as well that's got a few blushes in there, so I think the time has come to say goodbye to this one. It is a very pretty blusher though. It is really beautiful. It's a lovely warm peachy coral shade. It's got a bit of shimmer in there as well. My only issue with this blusher is the shimmer that's in it. So if I want to get more pigment, more of that peach coral on my cheeks, I inevitably have to have more shimmer on my cheeks. And sometimes I don't want that. Sometimes I just want more pigment but not more of the shimmer, and you can't get that with this blusher. So that is a little bit annoying, I suppose. Now in terms of progress, this is really quite flat, so I've really noticed the difference in this product. I've noticed the dome of the powder getting flatter and flatter and flatter. So I say this every month in my project pan update, I don't think I'm far off hitting pan. Now I know this hasn't got a pan, this is bait, so it's not technically a pan, but I call it a pan, just FYI. So I'm not far off, I don't think, but it takes such a long time to use up a blusher, so I do feel like I've gotten to the point now where I've used this a heck of a lot. I've enjoyed using it, I've really liked the product, but the time has come, I think, to say goodbye to this product. So I am officially decluttering it in this video today, but it will remain in my project pan until the very end of December. So my end of December final project pan check-in video, I will still be talking about this, but that will be the last time that you will see this product. And I will also say in that video as well, this is now gone, I'm going to be getting rid of this, but officially decluttering this one in today's video. I have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I want to declutter. I've currently got 5, so that will bring me down to 3, which might sound not a lot at all to some people, but for myself, I'm not really much of an eyeshadow person. It's not my favourite part of my makeup routine. I can appreciate a nice eyeshadow palette, you know, the 2 by Makeup by Mario look beautiful, but I'm just not that interested in eyeshadow. I much prefer single eyeshadows, and also when I do eyeshadow, I don't like doing really like intricate, you know, colourful eyeshadow looks. I like very safe, very boring to some people I suppose, very neutral browns, golds, coppers, beiges. I like those colours, and I like 1, 2, maybe 3 maximum. So I'm definitely not an eyeshadow person, and having 3 eyeshadow palettes in my collection next year is plenty enough for me, and I do want to be panning 2 of them as well, so that will eventually leave me with 1 eyeshadow palette. So the first eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be decluttering is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This is another product that I have had for a good few years. I'm pretty sure I got this pre-COVID, so 2019 probably. So yeah, another product that's out of date, but again, like I say, it's a powder product, so it doesn't really matter too much. Now this is a really lovely palette for springs and for autumns because it's full of these gorgeous warm tones, coppers, oranges, reds, a bit of burgundy in there as well. But I don't like to go too dark with my eyeshadow, so these colours here I don't touch. I don't really like these kind of colours on me, and they should work because they're warm and I'm warm toned, and I've also got green eyes and these colours are good for green eyes, but I just don't wear them. So what I've done this year is I've focused on these 4 end shades here. Now this one is a shimmery champagne shade, and then the next one to it was a matte ivory shade that I completely used up, and then the next 2 were 2 warm brown shades that I did eventually scrape out of here and mix into a bronzer, but it didn't quite work as a bronzer. It was very patchy, it was very tricky to blend out, it was really stubborn, it would just like cling in patches onto my cheeks, so that didn't really work. But the ivory one I did use up, so I've now only got 1 eyeshadow left in here, which has a really big pan in it. This is also part of my project pan, this shade here. This, I don't have much left, and if I was to include it in my collection still into next year, I think I could completely use that up by like end of January, end of Feb. But this is another palette, another piece of makeup that I'm just done with. I have other eyeshadows in my collection that are very, very similar to this one, so it's not a unique enough shade for me to want to keep hold of. So I'm gonna do a similar thing that I said with the blusher. I'm gonna be officially decluttering this product in today's video, but I will continue to use this product, and I will give you a final update on the progress of this in my project pan video in the end of December. But then after that I will be getting rid of it. But as you can see, the pan is really big, so I'm definitely getting my use out of this product. I'm using a lot of it. There will be hardly any of this left in the end of December, and then this palette can just be passed on to somebody else and hopefully they can get their use out of it. But for me, this doesn't really have a place anymore in my makeup collection. The second eyeshadow palette that I'm going to declutter was one that I bought around about this time last year, I'm pretty sure. I think I got it in December last year. It is the Wet n Wild My Glamour Squad that I bought as a dupe for ABH Soft Glam, because I loved the look of ABH Soft Glam, but I didn't want to spend ABH money on the palette. So I looked at dupes, and this one came highly recommended. I've never tried any Wet n Wild makeup, I don't think, so this was my first Wet n Wild purchase, and really, really impressed with this palette. This is such an excellent little gem of a palette. The quality is brilliant. Pigmented shades, easy to work with, easy to blend out, really beautiful quality. For £5 or £7 I got mine. I definitely didn't spend double figures on this one, so this one was a real bargain. However, saying all that, I don't reach for this palette. I should, because it's warm shades and it's excellent quality. Like I said, nothing wrong with it, but I just don't reach for it. So it's just sitting here on my dressing table, not getting used. I have scraped out some shades that I didn't use as much as others, so I'm left with my favourite shades in the palette, but even still doing that, I don't reach for it. I reach for other shades ahead of this one, so this one doesn't really need to stay in my collection. But I'm glad that I didn't spend ABH money on it, you know, 30-40 quid or however much the palette is. I'm glad I only spent around about £5, because I feel like I've not wasted much money on trying this palette. But yeah, it's such a shame that I haven't used this palette that often, because there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. I would highly, highly recommend this palette. It is brilliant, but yeah, it's just not one I reach for at all, and I don't think that I would miss this one if I was to declutter it. I think I could forget about this palette very easily, which sounds really mean, and I don't mean it to be mean, because like I say, it's really good, but I just don't use it. The last 3 products are all lip products. Firstly, I have a liquid lip. I only have 2 liquid lipsticks in my collection. They're both by House of Colour, and this one is in like a spiced pumpkin burnt orange red kind of shade, and with House of Colour you buy makeup to suit your season. So I'm an autumn and this is a lip colour that is suited to autumns, and it does work. It's a warm, rich red colour. However, this is slightly too bright for me. I prefer much more of the muted, richer shades within the autumn palette. I'm not as keen on the brighter shades within the autumn colour palette, and this one does lean itself a bit brighter than what I'm comfortable wearing. Now, I did put up, about a month or two ago, on my stories on Instagram, little clips of me every day trying out every single lip product that I owned, and I would make a decision whether I wanted to keep it or declutter it. And I did the same with this one, and I decided to keep it, but I think I can probably count on one hand the number of times that I have used this product. So it's not one that I reach for at all, and I think there's a couple of reasons for it. One, the formulation is a liquid lipstick, so it's not the most comfortable lip product. You do have to go in over the top with a bit of lip balm or a bit of lip gloss. That's no slight on this product. I think any liquid lip is gonna have a little bit of dryness, a little bit of feeling uncomfortable, so it's not something unique just to this product. And I have gotten very, very used to glossy, hydrating lip products, so like the Hourglass glossy lip balms for example, and I'm wearing a lot more lip gloss at the moment as well, so very different to this kind of formulation. So that's one reason. But then the other reason is because it is, like I say, that bit brighter than what I'm comfortable wearing. I like this kind of shade, but if it was toned down it would be better. So a pure rust coloured lipstick or coloured lip gloss, lip stain, liquid lip, whatever, I would be more comfortable wearing that. But where this is a little bit brighter, I feel a bit self-conscious wearing it. I'm thinking, oh, has it smudged a bit? Is it wearing away? Is it looking really off with the rest of my makeup? Are people looking at me going, that looks ridiculous on her? It's not a lip colour that I feel comfortable in. Unlike today's one, very, very comfortable with this one. No problems wearing this colour anywhere and everywhere. But this one, not so much. And I have a couple of other reds, couple of other rusts within my collection that I much prefer to wear over this one. I feel more comfortable in those ones. So this one is another one that doesn't really have a place within my makeup collection. I think if you're more of like a vibrant autumn, I think this one would suit you a bit better, but or if you're just a bit braver than me in general, to be honest, you would probably suit this lip colour. But for me, I know that if I don't declutter it today, it's just going to continue to sit on my dressing table and I'm not going to reach for it and I'm not going to use it. So it just made sense to declutter this one today. There is a red lipstick theme in today's video because the next two lip products are also reds. The first one is, or the second one actually, second of the three lip colours. This one is by MAC. This is one of the, it's got a long name, it's something like Powder Kiss Velvet Slim Blur Stick, something along those lines, but it's the Powder Kiss formulation of the lipsticks that they do in this long stick. You twist it up and you can twist it all the way back down as well, and I got mine in the shade Sweet Cinnamon. Pretty sure I got this one last year as well. Lovely, lovely colour, really do like this. It's a slightly darker burnt orange red. I prefer something a little bit lighter. And the reason that I'm decluttering this is because it's got a 12-month shelf life and this is now technically out of date, which doesn't always matter with lipsticks, but I have noticed a difference in the formulation with this one. This is a lot drier than it ever used to be. I've tried another Powder Kiss lipstick from MAC and they're very, very comfortable. It's very lightweight. It feels like you're not really wearing much on your lips at all. And this one felt that way when I first bought it. But now I really notice it and it feels dry. So I think unfortunately this is the type of product that you have to use within the recommended shelf life of the product. So like I say, this has a 12-month shelf life and now we're past that. I have noticed a decline in the quality of the product, which is unfortunate because I like the packaging, I like the design, I like how comfortable it is, I like the colour, but I have other reds in my collection, so it's not like this is the only red. So if I wore red lipstick I would only wear this one, and also I prefer nudes as well, so that has really hindered how often that I've used this product. So it is unfortunate because this is another product that is excellent, beautiful quality, beautiful colour and comfortable at the beginning, but now that it feels uncomfortable, I'm noticing it feels really dry. I won't be keeping hold of this one. I have other reds within my collection that I would reach for ahead of this one. And then the last red that I'm going to be decluttering is my favourite, all-time favourite red lipstick. It is Persuasive by Estee Lauder. I don't have much of this left. This is my perfect red lip. I've tried quite a few, but none of them top this one. It is just a gorgeous burnt orange, warm toned red. It's got a little bit of vibrancy in there, but nothing as intimidating and overpowering as the House of Colour one. Now, you might be thinking, why are you decluttering your favourite red? That makes absolutely no sense, but bear with me. This one is out of date. This is quite a few years out of date. Now, the quality of it, I don't think has changed. I think this is still as good as it was on day one. But I have 3 other reds within my collection. So I have a House of Colour red and I have got 2 Merit reds as well. So what I am thinking with decluttering this is that where this one is very much out of date, I want to now focus on the 3 remaining red lipsticks in my collection that are in date. The House of Colour one I'm very much on the fence with. I find it a little bit overpowering, a bit bright, but whenever I wear it on camera, you guys seem to love it. So I'm keeping hold of it for that reason, because I think it is one of those lipsticks that probably does look good on me, but I can't quite see it. So I am going to keep hold of that one. But my 2 lipsticks from Merit, you know, they're not cheap. So I don't want to, you know, be using this one ahead of those 2. And then those 2 don't have a long shelf life. They have a 12-month shelf life, I think. So my thinking is that next year I'm going to focus on those 3 red lipsticks whilst they're still in date, get my use out of them, get my money's worth out of them, because they are really nice lipsticks as well, especially the Merit ones. The quality is amazing. They're so beautiful. I wore both Aperitif and Carbo the other day and I just loved them. I think they're so lovely. So I want to focus on those 3 and remove this one and the MAC one because they are out of date. Now, like I say, because this one is my favourite red lip ever, I will definitely be repurchasing this one. It might not be next year, it might not be the year after it, but this one I will definitely repurchase because it is my favourite red. It's the most flattering red on me, I think, so I do want this to be back in my collection at some point, but I think I want that to be when I've got hardly any other reds or no reds in my collection, and then this can be my sole red lipstick, my only red lipstick. So whenever I want to wear a red, this is the one that I go for. And those are the 6 makeup items that I'm going to be decluttering. So I will be putting up, like I say, that final project pan check-in video at the end of the month, so we can see that final bit of progress on the Urban Decay eyeshadow within that palette, and also the Milani Luminoso blusher. And then I will also be putting up an end of year makeup inventory check-in video as well, so we can see my final numbers and see exactly the products that I've got within each of the categories. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you did like it. If you did, please do let me know down below, and also let me know of any declutters that you might be making as well in your makeup collection. And I will see you again very soon for the next one.